Hello, everyone. How are we? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic Sunday, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to, of course, the Cup Council. We are streaming live as well on the Anfield Road TV as well. But how are we, everyone? I know a lot of people will be very disappointed by today's performance and the results. Of course, Liverpool did draw 2-2 against Manchester United. And we're here to talk about it again. I'm still fuming, personally. Of course, I'm joined by Jack from the Anfield Road TV. How are we feeling, mate?
Shite.
Are you pissed off the same as me?
Yeah, and I'm happy that I've waited a couple of hours because it was. I'm not buying into this for my own honest opinion, and these are my honest opinions. And if anyone thinks different, hence is the world. People can have different opinions, so we'll go from there. Yeah, disappointed, mate. I felt we needed to go to Old Trafford and win today. Obviously, as we will unpack in today's episode, we certainly done enough. But as is the time in Jurgen Klopp's tenure when it comes to winning league titles, we can't seem to. And I know there's plenty of football to go, and I'll be made up, and every single one of us will be made up who win the league. But it's this to me reminds me very much of the West Ham away game a couple of years ago, where we went away, didn't get the result, and obviously the season did plan out as it has. But yeah, its frankly finishing was absolutely diabolical, mate. When you've got Darwin Núñez or not just Núñez, every single attacking player there today, mate. I've got to mention Alexis McAllister before conceding the United goals. For me, it was one of my favourite Liverpool midfield performances in a very, very long time. He done absolutely everything he could to help Liverpool win that game. It was sadly that he was let down by certain players along in that team as well. If he could put the ball in the back of the net, which he does do certain weeks, then it'd help us. But yeah, disappointing, mate. Yet again, it's almost like we didn't have a game a couple of weeks ago at Old Trafford where the exact same thing did occur. And yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's massively disappointing. I think you're right in that sense that, again, there's certain individual players that I think a lot of us would like to have a right go at. I think that one in particular for me, I don't think deserves to have as much a go at is Gerald Konza. I think, look, at the time I was fuming with him for allowing that to happen, but again, I think people need to take a little bit of a backseat on having a go, because again, he's
a young
thrown
lad.
into the vent.
Yeah, I remember and we all remember the Steven Gerrard, and even of course Jamie Carragher coming into this squad, and even Curtis Jones as well. We are, and I've been backing Curtis Jones for God knows how long on my YouTube. I've got a lot of confidence in him, and if we as a fan base don't allow players to make mistakes and all that, then what's the point of even supporting a football team? Because it's not like we're supporting a City or a Chelsea who go out and buy 80, £100 million players every single transfer window. Liverpool, as we know, we've got a lot of money to spend, of course we have, but sometimes in football, you do need to bring young players through, and Quansah certainly has put us in this position. Let's not forget, he's obviously with the departure of Joel Matip in the summer, he's jumped ahead for me a couple of players in that centre-back position, especially in the academy setup. He would have easily saved us 50 million in the long run. And it's just about getting those ready-made players in the summer with the new manager in, that if we need it in terms of the new different switcher system or whatever does happen, then the funds do need to be made available for any incoming players as well, mate. But Joel Quansah, I remember Gerrard made mistakes. Every young Liverpool players made mistakes, but he'll learn so much from it. And one important thing, Con, and everyone was, he could have made that mistake and done a Dejan Lovren where he absolutely, utterly collapses. Was it the West Ham game where he got hooked off? Or Lovren, as we remember, had plenty of shocking mistakes like that within a game. But he got back on the road and he concentrated and obviously played a pivotal role in the goal in which we did score. So it evens itself out, really, mate. But as a whole team collective, they win and they lose together. This whole team, the football club, us as fans as well. We just got to go again. It's disappointing, but yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100% agree. I think as some people put in the chat, I think again for me, I think the main ones you have a go at today is the forward line. I know that I know Lucho got a goal, but again, Liverpool need to be 2-0, 3-0 up going into half time. That it's like you said at the top of the show. It's not Liverpool had a game 3-4 weeks ago against Manchester United. The exact same thing happened, and we didn't learn from those mistakes. And I think that's what I think annoys a lot of people is that we battered Manchester United in that first half again, and we didn't take our chances again. And I think that's the big frustrating part about it. I think that there is a slight overreaction, I do think, because again, like you said, it is a very long way to go for the title. But
7-8 games left, that's a lot of football still to play. But we lost the control of it, mate. Like, obviously, we've got goal difference and that, but imagine losing a league title on goal difference. If there's a Liverpool way of losing a league title, it probably will be that. Hopefully, it won't be like that. Could you imagine?
Yeah, obviously, get your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments. Let us know your guys' thoughts, reactions. Of course, obviously, we'll get to a few things tonight anyway. But I'm still sort of getting Connor. Yeah, absolutely, Ozan. Hopefully, doing well as well, mate. Saying that draw feels like a loss. Yep. I think I put it on Twitter. It did feel like a loss straight after the game. It didn't feel like Liverpool had walked away with anything. And I think, as like Jack said, it reminded me a lot of when we drew in like 18-19 and didn't get away with the title that season.
City,
and it does feel like it's going to be one of those situations again where this game and the Everton game was very pivotal towards what Liverpool are going to do towards the title.
Yeah, this to me smacks belief of obviously a young squad, mate. Look at Lex McAllister, Szoboszlai as well, the lads at the back as well. Jota, I've been saying, every Liverpool fan's been saying it for months since he got injured. Jota wins you league titles. Jota was on that pitch today, he gets a hat-trick, and that's simple as that. But hindsight is a wonderful thing. A couple of weeks transpire, obviously Liverpool dropping points here and there as well, but let's not forget the run that we've been on. But we're getting Jota back. We're getting a couple of the lads back as well, which is the probably saving grace, really, of today. It was great to see Curtis Jones. I know people will go, but at the end of the day, like, people will always criticise, and people are entitled to their opinions as well. But today wasn't a case, as you alluded to there, Con. Our forwards just didn't put the ball back in the onion bag anyway. Simple things like that. Today as well, City, prime example. City, if that was City, hence the last, they're going for the four-piece. Anyway, obviously the fourth back-to-back, whatever title as well. They kill off games, and that's why they've been so successful over the last couple of years. Everyone might mention the charges, but you can spend all that money. But first and foremost, you need to be winning on the football pitch. And that's certainly what Manchester City do. They would steamroll that Manchester United side. I know they've struggled with them in the past, but City would just keep possession. And it was disappointing, Con, that when we got into our second half, that we were an absolute mess. I'm very surprised that we even got a draw out of this game, mate. The way that second half for a good 20, 35 minutes where Klopp was fuming, Pep Linders was literally telling Klopp to calm down, but his head went, and those players' bottle went for a good 20, 30 minute spell anyway. You'd think that you were fighting for top 10, not top of the table.
It's very much the thing that annoys me is the thing you said, but any top team would batter Man United. I think Klopp even said it after the game in the press conference. If United play like that against Arsenal in a couple of weeks' time, Arsenal beat them. And I'm like, that for me is so annoying from Jurgen in that sense, where why ain't Liverpool on that list of beating Man United this season? Like, we've battered them home and away and not walked away with anything. I think if you look at the total, obviously, shots on goal. So again, I think in the 3 games this season, I think United have had something like 30 shots in 3 games, where Liverpool have had 90. That's ridiculous.
that's the harsh reality of elite level sport, mate. How many times have we watched this Liverpool side over that, especially in my lifetime, all of our lifetimes, really? We do things the hard way, mate, but that's football, lad, isn't it? I remember watching, what was it, Celtic against prime Barcelona. He had about, 7%
Two
possession.
shots.
Yeah, and he won the game, like 2-1. Like, possession means sod all, same with shooting. The stats, like, you can sod them, throw them out next year, all the bollock stats you want. Liverpool drew this game and dropped 2 valuable points. We'll find out what the hindsight at the end will get your crystal ball out in a couple of weeks. But yeah, disappointing, mate. It's really done my head in, mate. And I'm hoping these players are hurting as well, which they will be. But it's yet again, and I don't know if you've made a section for Salah, mate. It's certainly.
He is, yeah. He is much like you.
Yeah.
For Mo.
Yeah. He's been Mr. Liverpool for the last 5-6 years, and we all know the great accolades he has done. But I watched the City side last night, or yesterday anyway, and over the last 5-6 year period, I needed that Salah to step up. I didn't quite get from a tactical point of view. When he plays against Wan-Bissaka, Salah, he shits his pants. I never want to go, oh, the hat-trick at Old Trafford a couple of seasons ago, of course. But he's so wide and so deep. But it was only the last 5-10 minutes in that game when we got the equaliser. Then Salah went central. I just don't get it from a tactical point of view, Con. And then with the bringing Cody Gakpo on and then playing Lucho through the middle, it just didn't make sense at all. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Liverpool win that game 3-2. We're not really talking about the substitutions, but it just seemed like an absolute mess that whole second half, mate. Lack of control.
Yeah, no, it did 100%. And it's like you said as well, it goes completely against what the game plan was in that second half was, potentially get another goal. Obviously, that goal for United is obviously one of these goals where 99 out of 100 it doesn't happen, and unfortunately for us it did happen. But obviously I know there are people.
It's that second one, no, Con. And chat. Second one is an absolute utter disgrace. Sunday League, you'd be screaming.
Klopp's fuming at the pressing. The pressing was not there from the likes of Conor Bradley, Konza as well. You can blame him a little bit for that, but not even him though. Again, the Mo as well in terms of pressing. He's given so much space to turn, have time to settle, and then shoot. It's ridiculous.
Mate, Casemiro's doing an overhead bicycle pass across the pitch on the halfway line, mate. Casemiro looks like me after lockdown, lads. Probably still now, but come on, no, that is not the Casemiro we've seen at Real Madrid. By the way, he's robbing a living at Manchester United, and he's buzzing, mate. He's on like $400,000 a week, so. But you can't be allowing any midfielder, it doesn't matter if it's Casemiro in the Premier League. And for me, I know everyone's questioning Szoboszlai's performance today, but in my honest opinion, I felt he had a very good game, mainly due to the off-the-ball movement as well. I know you might bring up a statistic on later in terms of ball recoveries, but in terms of athleticism, for that 20-30 minute spell in the second half when everything went up in flames, it was so disjointed, the substitutions. I get Endo didn't have the best game, but I think the subs just so disrupted the whole momentum. And the fact, obviously, was the first goal we conceded. I think we made a couple of subs at the back, and then they're all looking at each other, going like Van Dijk and Robbo going, "Are you going there and there and up down?" And come on, boys, just go back to basics. Drop back 5-10 yards. Do the basic fundamentals. But no. And when you are playing against a side like Man United, City, or top side in English football, with that amount of pace, and especially the way in high risk intensity football we play, it's you're quite clearly going to get punished.
The annoying part about it though as well is we have Trent and Jota back for this game. We win that game. We just do. And I know people have me included in this and saying that again we haven't missed Trent so much in his absence in terms of the quality levels in the team, but today I think is a huge factor in terms of being a control
control.
a guy, the guy who can, set the tempo, set the pace, take things into his own manner. Trent would be perfect for this game, and it's so annoying. It's very annoying because again, we could be sat, at the end of the season and go, that was the game where we lost the title, or if we took advantage there, that's what could have happened there. And that's just small moments of course, a season, it's a 10-month season, a lot can happen during it, but this is the reason why it's called the run-in, is because this is now the final bit of the season where you should be going 100 miles an hour in terms of the games, but it's also that sense of where you'll have the one opportunity to win it, and then you don't.
But the thing is, we've seen this script before. We've all seen this script over the last 5-6 years. Like, fair enough, if Liverpool was sitting here with 4 league titles under Jurgen Klopp, then sound. It's not that we don't lack belief in Jurgen. We trust him. We love him. But I think this season is the right time for him to go. I think, judging from that second half reaction, he's just tired of some of those players, probably, and just the mental drain it does have on him. Because Jurgen can't play centre half today. He sends out the instructions and that, like, it's basic fundamental principles of being a professional footballer, mate. When you're just overthinking or overhitting or not controlling a certain ball or transition, it's absolute utter disgrace, mate. But the thing is, you do look, and I looked at this fixture. I look at this one, the Villa game, and obviously the Tottenham game, and of course the Everton fixture as well. Today, if we won, it's 2 points dropped. That would have been a massive statement, and it just not that we relaxed in the next couple of weeks, but when you are seeing the other games against Tottenham, Villa, they're playing the other lads above us as well and below us, it's just frustrating, mate. Absolutely
it gives you optimism for the rest, because again, Arsenal and City played yesterday. I think a lot of us thought that maybe Arsenal might have dropped points. City, when they went 1-0 down, we thought that they might have dropped points as well. If Liverpool had won that today, the City and Arsenal are like, oh Christ, they're not going to lose. Morale's down. They both got very tough ties in the Champions League this week as well. Like, it's a loads of pressure coming up in the recent weeks, and I think obviously we've got Palace next weekend.
Yeah,
Arsenal have got Brighton. I think not Brighton. Sorry, they've got I can't remember who they got, but somebody's got Brighton next week anyway.
Yeah, but it's the thing that does my head in, mate. And for all of us, we're frustrated tonight. But and you know me, Con, as well. Everyone that watches my channel, I've always been quite half glass full kind of guy. But it's this season. That's why I say it's probably the right time for Jurgen to go, because the mentality really. Everyone goes on about this mentality monsters as well, and Jurgen's been absolutely amazing. I've loved the lad, but I just want to see something new in the summer, something absolutely new, some different philosophy of football, some brand. I think it helped the football club in the overall sense as well, because you look at obviously Bill Shankly, how successful he was, obviously taking over, obviously Bob Paisley taking over Shank's team, and then that went on to even greater heights as well. Obviously, the fundamental principles of the club and the foundations, Klopp's left it in such an amazing spot. And who's to say Amarin or whoever's to come in the summer goes up even more levels as well. Salah might sign a new contract, or what? Van Dijk signs a new deal, or whatever does happen. It's just frustrating. It really does my head. And just again, and everyone going, oh, it's a massive overreaction from my point of view as well. But I'm just speaking from experience as well. It's frustrating. I want us to go into games and control. And I mean control games, not leave 5 attackers up front on a corner and then get counted like we did in the FA Cup, like today as well. No pressure in the midfield. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no, 100%. But obviously, let us know your guys' thoughts. We're going to quickly get into the chat because there's a load of you. So thank you very much for tuning in.
Drop a like on the video as well, everyone, on the videos.
Just like the cup game, we didn't put them to bed this time in the first half. And yeah, 100% agree. We should have been up 2 or 3-0 at half time. Jack as well says Ozan. Just popping in to say big up to you guys, but I'm fuming. Can't watch any content, so don't worry. It took us
a nice. I'm hopefully us two can and like all of us, mates. It's I'm not in the notion of accepting mediocrity as well. Jurgen has built a bastion of a team over the last couple of seasons. He's took us to the hill, the peak of the hill on certain seasons, and he is leaving our football club. Hindsight's great, and I'm optimistic, whoever comes in the summer. But we tried for 30 bloody years to win the league, 30 plus years of winning the league title. Jurgen done that. New manager might do that, but yeah, frustrating.
But if Amarin comes get Gukres, that won't happen. He's going to go Arsenal.
We've got Nunes. Nunes is our man. He's exceptional, and that done me head in as well. Con, I don't know who's
we'll get on to
taking him off.
We'll get on to Nunes. We'll get on to Nunes and Salah in a minute. Nunes, the ball's like Mo. We're absolutely diabolical. Yeah, we'll get on to that in a moment. Reverend, let us hear your honest opinion, Colin. Please, no sugarcoat. I won't sugarcoat it because again, look, it's 2 points drop where we should be winning. And yeah, we're gonna.
It's no more simpler than that, mate. I think anyone for me, we've said our piece, but I think anyone saying anything over it, then it's not a 2 points drop. Then it's
yeah. So it's not a point.
Enjoy your top 4 race sounds or top 3 race sounds.
Well, it's not a point game. It's 2 points dropped. It feels like a loss.
Liverpool Football Club is about winning trophies and winning league titles as well.
100%. It's a mistake from Cons. It happens. No one should ever go over the top on give him a pat and move on. 100%. Man says he look favourites now. In my opinion, probably are favourites.
History last year. It's history 100%.
Yeah. Jarrell make one mistake, but our forwards made like 10. 100%. Yeah, 100% I was on. Again, 100. Like the thing is, they didn't make 10. They made about freaking 30. The way it went.
I was going to say that Nunes chance, mate. I'm probably going to get to Nunes. It's where he could have slid.
We're going to get there eventually.
Go get through all these complex. So much on me head, lads.
But yeah, how are the lads? Well, big up to Jordan. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for taking the points off United. Anyways, I think any points today would have been good for you today, Geordie. But you should have won, though, 100%. I can't take losing the league title on goal difference, Jack. I just want to throw up 100%. Deanton as well saying only got ourselves to blame, still joint top as well, well placed. Keep the faith, Reds. This team deserves our support. Plenty of twists and turns still to come. 100%. And again, we'll probably speak about it in a little bit, but again, there's certain teams this season that will have a massive impact on the title race. Again, Spurs being one of them because they play everyone. Villa is another one. Obviously they played City already. I think they play Arsenal this weekend. I think it is, and they play us. I think our last away game of the season. So again, there's certain teams that will stop or potentially
Everton will park 20 buses
against us. 100%.
Yeah.
We need to be clinical, but Jota is a big miss. Our best finisher, in my opinion. 100%. Jota is by miles our best finisher at the club. I say all is not lost though. I guess we'll have to wait until game week 38. 100%. Lucho Diaz is in stoppage time, was 5 yards away from goal. Yeah.
What a shift he put in, by the way, and what a contribution the last couple of weeks now. Like he is, alongside him and Maka, have been absolutely exceptional at the back end of this season. I think obviously he started for what he's been through this season to have that mental recovery as well in terms of his performances. He's absolutely exceptional, and I criticised Diaz in terms of this season as well. Wanted to see more, but he's certainly one that is not just his goals and assists. It is absolute amazing work rate. I think obviously Mane done that so many times down the years, but I think if Diaz continues this work rate in terms of chipping in with goals as well, fundamentally, will be absolutely instrumental in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, 100%. But it's not often to hear a manager playing at home and say we were lucky when we draw and still stuck on the number 6. Jeffrey Diogo, Jose scores at least. I think Astoria Jota scores a brace. Is it me who thinks what would Amram's record would look like for United if we got him? Again, don't know.
Amram wings league titles though, chat. Like Obviously, if he'd missed it last night, obviously last minute winner in a big title game there, obviously with game in hands for Sporting. And it's like what Jurgen Klopp did in the Bundesliga. I know everyone likes to have their own feelings on different leagues and the quality as well, but just go to look at the quality that the Portuguese league has produced over the last 10-20 year period of great footballers, and as well, one of the best managers in Jose Mourinho in the last 20 years as well. So they've got a good, rich pedigree of producing top talent. So give them a go.
No, exactly. Obviously, beat Benfica last night. Of course, Ruben Amorim is a Benfica cult hero, so they are kind of wanting him to join Liverpool. So, because of course, obviously, I think Sporting went 5 points clear last night after beating Benfica. So, a couple of more wins there, and he'll secure the title there. But Arsenal fan is in as well, saying you have missed some 4-on-2 situations this season. To be fair, it's ridiculous, mate. Again, I hate thinking about the situations.
But
personally,
if Arsenal do go on to win the league, fair bloody credit to them, mate. Like, if they win all their games from now and the end of the season, they fully deserve it, mate. Like, even off the back of today's performance, like, we deserve everything we have. In whatever happens with our season, we fully deserve what is to come in terms of we are to miss out on the league title, because we know exactly the weaknesses in Liverpool's squad this season. And I think the fact that obviously everyone goes on about Jurgen's decision, I personally, if it was to me and the manager and all that, I think I personally would have announced it at the end of the season. I think you've got a title to win for me personally, but
I think I don't know. I'm a bit lost in with that. I think it was the right time to announce that Jurgen was going to go, because it gives a lot more clarity. Because I think all of us in the January window was like, oh, what Liverpool going to do? And we can't really do anything. Well, we've got Jurgen Klopp, going in that sense. And I think as well, it gives clarity to, again, obviously Liverpool's pursuit to a new manager.
The players and other incomings and outgoings of players as well.
And I think it gave Jurgen time. It gave Jurgen time to announce it himself, because to be fair, it's also a miracle. If he told people in November that he was going to be leaving, it's a miracle it took until January for us to find out. There was nothing obviously leaked or anything with it neither. But City's next fixture is Luton. That's easy 3 points for them then. Please show love to both channels. Yes, thank you, Mark, as well. But we have Villa at home next Sunday as well for Arsenal. Maka is our player of the season for Liverpool. He's up there for sure. Obviously, the last 10 games, I think, certainly in the league, he's been exceptional. But I think he's been up there all season. Like, even in the six, I think Maka's been top notch. Even today, like as Jack mentioned earlier on, Maka. If Liverpool keep their control in that game, Liverpool, Maka's running that show.
I just felt sorry for him, lads. I honestly felt sorry for him. Like, he was toying with that Manchester United whole team. The amount of recoveries he made in terms of just on the ball as well. He's exactly what we were crying out for when we brought Thiago in. He's that type of stylistic player as well. But what a player, and we're very blessed. Whatever does happen this season, but going into the next couple of seasons with McAllister at the football club, he certainly will help us win titles and trophies in next seasons to come anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that him, Nunez, and if Amorim is going to be the next Liverpool manager, I think them three, Diaz, Nunez and Maka, I think they're going to be so good for Amorim in the Liverpool team. But we will get on then to, of course, the forwards, and I'll speak about Mohamed Salah, because I don't know about you, Jack, but for me, Mo, of course, obviously the last couple of weeks, I think it's understandable in terms of his performance of, course, Ramadan. And of course, I think if you look at Mo's record during Ramadan, I don't think it's been great. I think he's gone on a couple of games where he hasn't performed that great through past seasons and this season. But today, I personally don't get his position in this Liverpool team. Again, we know Mo Salah, obviously traditionally is an inside forward, But today, it was in between, playing as a second striker or playing. Then when they use out wide, and it's up there for one of Mo's worst performances, I think, for Liverpool, because even though he did get a goal and he did score the penalty, but apart from that, he was a shambles for Mo.
Yeah, sorry there, and sorry, Jazz, I was looking at the data there. Diaz has had 13 touches in the opposition box today. I think Nunes registered 11, and I think Salah, I've just seen there, has registered 7 touches in the opposition penalty area. Not good enough. Like, absolutely disastrous, really. And I mentioned his positional play today, mate. It was absolutely all over the place. If you take away the penalty, very ineffective today. I think probably Liverpool's best player alongside McAllister in that second half by a country mile was Harvey Elliott. Yet again, coming on, impacting a game of football. For me, I'd be starting Elliott, somehow get him into the team because he warrants a start in this team. But do you caveat that with, is he better coming off the bench or whatnot? But I think he just offers you total control. But in relation to Salah, mate, yeah, and we know how good he has been. We love him. I love him to bits. But I want to be seeing more from him today. Whether that's getting instructions off the bench or he's been told to go a bit more wider. But as I said before, he Wan-Bissaka for what seems like the millionth time when we play Man United, has absolutely done him. He's absolutely done him. Pins him back. But Salah's got that intelligence about him where he should understand. I get he's getting instructions, but not listen to Jürgen, but just take it upon himself just go to the left wing for like 5 minutes. Try and mix it up. Go through the middle, inside left. Tell Nunes to switch over to the right as well. Try something different, because how many times, sorry to mention City again, but they are the team to beat in the last couple of seasons. You look at Grealish, you look at Foden, you look at Haaland, you look at Alvarez, Jesus when he was there, Mahrez. The interchanging of fluidity of their attacking line is a reason to why they do win trophies. But for some bizarre reason, Liverpool have this notion of whatever Salah wants to do. And I get he gets you the goals and assists, of course, but just whatever Salah wants, he gets. It must be obviously the big wage he's on, big contracts and everything, but like I needed him to deliver. Like, and he can, and everyone will go.
It's that chance though, like that chance, towards the back end of the game, blasted with his right foot, and it's like if you just take like a second, and there were so many times today though where Mo had the opportunity to take a touch and either lay it off or compose himself to finish, and everything just seemed rash. And I'm like, I'm there like watching the game.
Champions League final as well against Madrid, the last one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, some of those shots should be in the corner. I know Courtois had the best probably goal-giving performance in the Champions League yesterday, but come on, like that needs to be in the corner.
But again, it's not only him. Again, I know you went on about Szoboszlai's performance. For me, I think Szoboszlai needs to finish 1 or 2 chances. Again, I've massively rated Szoboszlai this season, but it's just so frustrating that we're talking about this. You could literally do a carbon copy of our post-match 2-3 weeks ago, and it's the exact same today. And I think all of us said, we didn't mind so much in the FA Cup because, again, the league, we all want the Premier League. Yeah. And if we were talking about the same thing, then that's a real issue. Well, we're talking about the same thing. So, but in also saying that...
saying the same thing for the last 5 years, mate.
But in also saying that, though, like Liverpool... But Liverpool have got the most goals in Europe this season in all competitions. So it also goes to show, like, well, we can score goals, we're creating chances, but why is it in 2 games against Manchester United where we've had 90 shots, we've only scored, 5 goals in both games, which is, ridiculous in terms of, you look at Chelsea, you look at Brentford, these teams were battering Manchester United. Obviously, Brentford drew 1-1, but Chelsea, came back late on to beat Man United. Liverpool should be winning this comfortably, and we didn't, and we wasted 2 points.
Well, what you've just said there, Con, and just like Arsenal, phenomenal at the back. You've got the best defensive record. when we won the league a couple of years ago, we had one of the best defensive records in the whole of Europe. And this is where I just don't quite get today in-game management. Like it was in the FA Cup, we're committing on a corner, go to pens against them. Like, nah, we'll just whoever just go and counter-attack us. Today, the structural defensive play was horrendous. Like, even at 1-0, be game management, drop off 5-10 yards, and then you play as the counter-attacking side. Draw Manchester United on, get them a bit 20-30 yards higher up the pitch. And if they're refusing, keep hold of possession. We've got the type of players now, the likes of McAllister, Szoboszlai, Endo, his ball retention's absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, the one player that we all love, as you alluded to there, Con, is Trent. He's a dictator of play as well in terms of controlling the tempo. But yeah, it's just, and that's where Guardiola and I'm not going to put Klopp on Guardiola's level in terms tactically from a tactical point of view, because I think he's a level above Guardiola. Klopp is not on there. In terms of if you wanted the mid-table side going for the league, then sound. But in terms of tactically, I don't know if you disagree, Con, or chat, let us know. I think in terms of those fine margins, Klopp in the last 5-6 years has been massively let himself down.
I tactically, like, again, you won't beat Pep Guardiola tactically. Like, that's like saying, again, that's like asking a drummer to play piano. Like, that's, Jurgen's not going to be that type of manager. Again, this is why you have the backrooms. Obviously, Pep's got backroom staff. I'm not saying this, but again, Pep is more known for being the tactical one. Where you look at Liverpool, obviously Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders. Pep Linders is very much, again, Klopp will admit it, that he's very much behind the scenes. Given the whole reason why we play the inverted fullback is because of Pep Linders. It's not because of Jurgen Klopp, in that sense neither. But it's very much the sense of as well where, for me, Liverpool's plan B in the past has gone to a 4-2-3-1. For me today, that's what we should have gone to. Again, it wasn't really it. We tried to stick with the 4-3-3. For me, I can't understand why Darwin Núñez was taken off out of everyone. When we spoke about Mo.
The Forest game, Núñez gets you the winner there. He could have got the winner today, if buts and maybes, maybe whatever does happen. But for me, you don't take Núñez off and then resort to putting Gakpo on the left and then Diaz through the middle.
Yeah.
Why have we spent 70-80 million pounds on a striker or a left-sided forward to then? It just makes no sense. And that's what I'm talking about, mate. Decisions like that. It might not just be Klopp. It might be the people behind him as well going, like, lads, what are you doing? Even win that game 1-0. Shit housey. Win that game 1-0. It might be the most ugliest game of football. Sit behind the ball, but that's not in our nature. Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp would much rather commit 8 forwards on a counter-attack and then get beat on the count in behind and then draw or lose a game than see out a 1-0.
Was there paper machines as play? Klopp has no plan B. The 2-4-2 today with Salah and Gakpo double striker was just clueless. Yeah, and for me, what Liverpool should have done was play Curtis Jones and Maka in the pivot, Harvey on the right in a 4-2-3-1. Darwin up top. You could have put Gakpo in behind as a 10 and play Lucho on the left. I don't think Mo should have stayed on the pitch, personally. I think very much Mo should have been taken off instead of Darwin.
To take a pen. Like, that's what he was.
But we've got a pen taker, the Lex McAllister. Yeah. Maka, when Maka had the ball, I thought, brilliant, Maka's going to take it. I was saying to Ricky, don't give it to Mo. Give it to Mo. And I'm like, oh, Christ. Like, I felt less confident with Mo. Because, again, if you look at his penalty record this season, again, I think he's missed, 3 out of 6.
I was made up he actually went in the opposite corner, lads. I haven't seen him in that corner for a long time. Obviously, the Champions League final. For me, as I said on my watch-along, it was the second most important penalty in his Liverpool career. Behind the Champions League one against Tottenham a couple of years ago. Because it had that much riding on it. And could you imagine if he actually blazed it over the bar, lad?
Oh, that would have been a nightmare. So yeah, again, I know there's a couple of people saying that they don't think it was a penalty from
Oh
what
no,
we hear,
let them.
which
I'm not
yeah,
even going to get into that. And then we're into the realm of relying on poor refereeing displays, and it's like, no, win a game of football tactically, put it in a performance, then talk about a performance,
yeah,
not the other
exactly.
way around.
But just thinking about it then as a whole perspective then from this game, of course, obviously Arsenal now top of the league with on goal difference. Again, like we mentioned, I think it's going to be difficult for all three teams. Obviously, I think Jurgen's already spoken about it in the press conference, saying again, whoever wins it deserves it, and it's like you said earlier on, Jack, as well. It is whoever deserves it. Whoever wins it does deserve it. But it's also that sense of, again, I look at the three teams, and for, like you said, the big games for us coming up: Everton away, Villa away, Spurs at home. You look at City. I think they've got Spurs away. Again, I'd expect them to win every game.
I'd have hope if Tottenham actually had Harry Kane still at the club, but no. I know City wet the bed when you go to the Tottenham Stadium or White Hart Lane before that. It's just Pep's kryptonite. But even still, we shouldn't be having to rely on that, mate. Like, do our job. We didn't do it today. But then in 3 weeks' time, we can't be just sitting here going, oh, yeah, if Tottenham win, we're back in the title race. Nah, none of that. None of that for me.
Yeah, no, same. I think I do think Arsenal will drop points, though. I do think that there will be a certain, because again, they've got to go away to Spurs, they've got to go away to Old Trafford as well. If again, I think United will be on the beach. To be fair, by the time Arsenal go there.
I've been saying that all season with Arsenal, with even my Arsenal mates on my channel as well. I've been saying Arsenal are gonna bottle it. They're gonna disappear. Keep on winning games of football. Kai Havertz has turned into the player that they wanted to sign as well. But yeah, get to it. There's so many great comments in there as well. Can't get through them.
Yeah, quickly get through. We need to invest in more players if we are to have 10 or 11 players out each season as well. Yeah, get a bloody full roster in as well. I just hate that it was United. Yeah, 100%. But Kingsley's in as well, saying, so is he responsible for the back pass? Blame Konza for that, bro. Especially seeing how similar stuff by Nunes was punished in the FA Cup. Yeah, well, again, we can all make mistakes, can't we? But Arsenal will more than City. Well, win more than City, do you mean? As well. Let me quickly scroll back up. Klopp has no game plan. I already read that one out. Our forwards aren't clinical enough, so we need to change that.
Have you read Dean's one about Calais as well? Up, couple of comments up.
I did put it up, but I'll quickly go back up. Sorry, Dean. There we go, Dean. Saying, I'd like to know what Keller was playing at. No need for him to be out so far from a goal. He's been great, but I think with Allison, they don't score either of them today or in the FA Cup. Yeah, I would agree. I think. Again, I spoke to you and Ricky off stream about Keller's position for the goal. It's one of these ones where, again, the pass is there. Look, for me, for that goal in particular, you have to put the blame on Konza. There was no need for Konza to again, and I'm not saying go and take Waston like we mentioned earlier on, but there was so much time for Konza just to control the ball and pass it off on his correct foot. Did it so quickly on his left foot, and then
Kelleher's made that option not to come off his line, though, mate. That's as you mentioned, the option. I understand why, but at the end of the day, and I think I love Kelleher, love him to bits. It'd be disappointing if we do actually lose him in the next 12 months because he's been so pivotal. Let's not forget the last couple of weeks as well. In Alisson's absence, I think he's played probably more now than Alisson this season, has he?
One more game.
Yeah, one more game. So both Ali and Kelleher have got large spells to thank, really, for we are in this position. So both Kelleher and Alisson this season have saved us on numerous occasions. Yeah, it's just one of them. The high risk reward football, as we know Liverpool do play. As I said, just when you're attacking, leaving 7 players up the other end of the pitch. But that's what it is. But I'd say you wouldn't see City doing that. Well, I've seen it. We've seen it a couple of
No,
times.
you would see.
Yeah,
City do
Edison's
that.
done that. Edison's been chipped a couple of times as well. So
Edison's position and even on 1v1s is awful.
yeah, but
Again,
not going to get into that debate anyway.
well, no, we will. No, kidding. But Edison with his feet, best in the world. Edison positioning, awful. I'll just leave it like that. But let me quickly scroll back down. Arsenal drop more points than City. Again, I can't. Apart from that Spurs away, I can't see City not winning every game from now until the end of the season. Personally, yeah, West Ham away too. Keller was out trying to keep the ball in United's half, but he got caught out as well. So it's Mark. I was only marking. Our zonal marking sucks as well.
I'd disagree with that, Mark. I think we are one of the best defensive teams from set pieces. Obviously, Arsenal being absolutely ridiculous, not just in terms of scoring goals as well, mate, but in terms of from a defensive structural point of view. Liverpool as well on set pieces.
Well, if you ask Sky Sports always like to pan to the set piece coach at Arsenal.
Oh, do you love it?
Every week.
That and the cameraman as well.
Oh, the God, flicking his head about 50,000 times.
Still waiting for that penalty to be given, but
when are Alisson and Diogo Jota back, lads? So
hopefully it's tomorrow.
yeah, fingers crossed. But no, yeah, Ali, Jota, Trent, and Bajcetic should be back in training tomorrow.
Palace, he should be back for the Palace game.
Yeah, but again, I don't expect either of them, either Trent, Jota, Ali, or Bajcetic to be part of Atalanta for Thursday.
The Ibu one's frustrating, mate. I hope he's just not another Joel Matip. I honestly hope he's not.
This is another thing I wanted to speak about as well. Why is Ibu not starting? And again, this isn't me having to go at Joel Konza. If an Ibu Kanate is 90% fit, you start him in a game like this.
I'm sorry, in professional sports, if you're on a bench, you're fit enough to start, and you'll have statisticians and go, that's unrealistic and all that. No, sorry. If you're on the bench, you're expected to at least impact a game of football. You're not just there to make up the numbers, and if that's the case, then that's absolutely horrendous. Especially if that game did get away from Liverpool, you need players to come off the bench to get you back into the game. So sorry, Con.
No, go on. I'm just double checking something. To go back on Aventure's comment, Bekele has kept a clean sheet. I saw something yesterday that Liverpool have only kept one clean sheet at Anfield since I think October, which I'm double checking.
That's with Ali in goal as well, probably.
Yeah, I'm double checking that now.
And that goes to show what we said at the top of the show as well, chat. Like, we are in this position, we'll be about 5-6 points clear, hence with the amount of goals we scored even the last 5 years. It's our defensive record, apart from when we won the league. Defenses, and I always will say it, regardless of the next 10 Liverpool managers we have, defenses win you titles. And it will always be the case for me.
So our last clean sheet at home in the Premier League was against Brentford on the 12th of November was the last time when we kept the clean sheet at home. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, and it's all been like ones and twos.
Yeah, disappointing, mate.
But to be fair, I will say this: it is in the Premier League. In total, I think it's only the 1 or 2 games in the Europa League, I think, where we might have kept the clean sheet in. I think against Lask, I think, as well. But yeah, again, hopefully Ali will be back next week. Fingers crossed. But be aware, I don't want to rush him. Yeah, 100%. Again, we saw when we rushed back Trent, when we rushed back Jota this season, when we rushed back Mo as well. But yeah. Away game's tough for City, but yes, they won't drop many points now. So yeah, no, 100%. But on to the next games now as well. I asked this question. What question was that? Was it Ali coming back? Yeah, next week. It should be eventually as well, but the goals conceded will count. 100%. And look, that again, if Arsenal was to go on to win the league, Arsenal, again would be it would be deserved. And I think when we spoke about player of the season, in that bracket, I think on this show a couple of days or weeks ago, when we spoke about who would be the PFA Player of the Year, and for me, it's massively down to whoever wins the league.
Declan Rice, if it is Arsenal.
Rice for Arsenal, McAllister or Van Dijk for us. I think City, the basic one would be Haaland, but
Rodrigo again. Rodri, sorry.
Rodri.
Again, he's like, I don't mean he's had a better season than last year. He was ridiculous last year with the Champions League running as well. But I think even it's when you have great players like the likes of Rice, McAllister, and Rodri, like the levels, like the 7 out of 10s, the 8 out of 10 performances on a weekly basis is why they massively important as well. But I just love watching players like those three. They are absolutely instrumental. I think even if Rice did come to Liverpool in the summer, I think he certainly would have had a similar impact with that he's had on Arsenal. I think if Liverpool signed Rice, it's been to plenty of my West Ham mates over the last couple of years. They would always ask him, would you take Rice? And I said, yes, because he's a phenomenal footballer. He brings that quality, brings that experience as well. And he's a proper leader. And we're seeing bare fruits of that this season on that Arsenal side.
Well, there's a reason why City wanted him, as well. It wasn't just Arsenal going for him, of course. I'm a bit gutted that we didn't put our name in the hat for Rice. We were too late for that. But even when you look at it, we got a very good player in Mataro Endo.
100 million is pocket change. Like you look at Van Dijk's fee, everyone laughed at that, but I think if
Moises Caicedo.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, it's a slight echo there.
Was it an echo?
Yeah.
I think that's you, not me. But I think it's very much, I think, where Liverpool can afford anyone they want. Look at Moises Caicedo. The deal was there to be done. Liverpool, if somebody's there, we will do it. But when you look at signings like Maka for 35 million, you look at Rice. I know it's 100 million, but he's completely changed that Arsenal team in terms of the composure levels. I think as well. I think last season compared to this season, if Arsenal had a Declan Rice in that team, they may have gone on to win the league. I'm not too sure, but obviously this season he's been immense. In Arsenal's midfield, you're on mute now, Mac.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah, slightly, just a bit. I don't know why that's happening. Well, it is what it is. It's probably the Arsenal gremlins.
Probably. But to be fair, because you say signing Sesko, I've completely forgot who Sesko is.
The Argentinian midfielder for Brighton.
Right, okay.
Central midfielder.
Good player. But we missed Massive and Jota. Thursday, Sunday is a grind. Yep, it's terrific. Thank God it's changing next season. But Gakpo does not look like he wants to be at Liverpool. Thiago Matip gone. Salah sell. Send right back DM and Cisco from Brighton. We only kept one clean sheet in the Europa League, as well as Venture. Yeah, that was against Lask. I like Rice's mark. Jack, what if a massive offer comes in from Mo Salah in the summer?
With a new manager, you need funds. You need him to stamp his philosophy on the football club. Similar when Klopp comes to Liverpool, he doesn't raid Dortmund. I mean, he was under clear instructions from the hierarchy there in Germany that he promised them that he wouldn't raid the club after even, I think there was links with France, and then we went out and signed Salah as well. No, I want Mo to retire. I want him to retire at Liverpool, become Liverpool's greatest ever goal scorer at the football club. Is that being realistic? No, in today's climate, in terms of the crazy transfer fees. If there's a big, massive bidding war from Saudi clubs and they're offering 150 million, 200 million for Salah, you have to take that under serious consideration. So what that could do for Amazon or whoever the manager is coming in.
Yeah, no, it would be huge. And I also think as well it has to be early in the transfer window. It can't be as late as what it was last season, because I think if that, of course, we know that offer never really came in for Mo, the 200 million that was getting spoken about in the media. I think if that did come in, I think earlier in the transfer window, I think FSG might have had a conversation around it. But I think, 150, 200 million in the summer, I think, as Jack said, if you can get 3 or 4 Saudi clubs fighting each other for it. I think Benzema's also spoken, I think, last week about Mo in the Saudi Pro League again. So it's not a topic that's going to go away.
Even Paris Saint-Germain, I think they will come in the summer. The loss of Kylian Mbappe, you've got a lot of money to spend. If Luis Enrique stays at Paris Saint-Germain, obviously if they go deep in the Champions League, he's certainly a player that obviously the owner of Paris Saint-Germain or whoever's in charge of the hierarchy, very close relationships. He's been on numerous meetings we spoke about over the last couple of years where he's been pictured with the Paris Saint-Germain owner. So he's very close with him. So we used to know what happens.
Yeah, 100%. But for a closing argument then, Jack, have you got anything else to say about today's game or, the season going ahead?
Yeah, no more slip-ups now. Simple as that. We know the job entails winning a league for anyone, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. It's never going to be an easy feat, but I think Liverpool do what we can do and not do what we've done today, then certainly Liverpool can look very strong in the weeks to come, but we just need to start putting these chances away. But I'd like to see a bit more defensive structure to our game as well, and not just committing an overload on attacking phases and then getting done in behind on a counter-attack or on a stupid set piece or whatnot. So, Jürgen and everyone at Liverpool, get your act together because we've got a good big couple of weeks.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree, 1,000% on that. And yeah, look, it's a title race, a bumpy road. Of course, we're hoping for more, more hiccups from other teams. But again, hopefully these boys now can take you for the rest of the season and go, look, we can't make one mistake, because if we do, it's going to cost us, winning a league title. And of course, now we have to be pitch perfect. To have any hope of winning the Premier League this season. Anyway, but a big up to you guys as well for tuning in. I think there's 22 people in as well, so big up to everyone for tuning in on both channels. Again, if you're new, if you're watching on Andrew Road TV, or if you're watching on the Cop Council, of course, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that good stuff as well. Of course, we'll be back midweek. Well, of course, tomorrow, be live on my channel. We're going to speak about Ruben Amorim. There's been a bit of news around him, so we're going to talk about that. And of course, I'm guessing you'll be back midweek, Jack, for Atalanta preview.
Yeah, Atalanta preview. Watch along, mate. Looking forward to it. Another trophy to be won this season. And everyone goes, "Oh, go play." It's still a European trophy, and it's Jürgen Klopp's swan-song season. So we need to win everything.
Yeah, 100%. But big up to you guys as well. Like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all of that good stuff as well. Anyway, but if you're watching on the repeat as well, also leave a comment, and we'll get back to you in the comments. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.